Why helping others came naturally in America. In early America, people did not survive because they were stronger than nature. They survived because they stayed together. Life was built around the tribe, the family, the group. This was not a philosophy. It was a daily reality. A single person could hunt. A single person could build a small shelter. But no one could handle everything alone. Not the weather, not sickness, not long periods of bad luck. Nature was harsh and predictable at the same time. Rain did not come gently. Sometimes it lasted for days. The ground stayed wet. Clothes never fully dried. Fire became difficult to keep alive. During these times, people did not separate. They moved closer. Families checked on each other without being asked. Someone noticed whose shelter leaked. Someone noticed whose fire struggled. No one waited for permission, because everyone understood the risk. A wet night without fire could kill. A sick person left alone could weaken the entire group. In tribal life, problems spread fast. If one hunter was injured, less food came back. If one family lost fire, others had to share warmth. Helping others was not generosity. It was damage control. Before storms, shelters were reinforced together. Before nightfall, firewood was gathered as a group. Dry materials were protected carefully. No one hoarded warmth or safety, because tomorrow the roles could reverse. Children grew up watching this. They saw adults respond to problems without discussion. They saw hands move automatically to help. No speeches, no written rules, just action. A child learned early. If someone is struggling, you step in. If someone is cold, you make space. If someone is weak, you slow down. Nature punished hesitation. Those who ignored others did not last long. Not because the group rejected them, but because survival required trust. When rain returned again and again, people stopped seeing help as kindness. They saw it as survival behavior. Night was when this mattered most. After sunset, temperatures dropped quickly. Wet clothes stayed wet. Wind moved through the trees and into shelters. This was when fire became everything. Fire was warmth. Fire was safety. Fire was life. No one guarded fire for themselves alone. If one fire burned strong, it was watched for everyone. If another went out, embers were shared without hesitation. A burning coal could be carried. A piece of dry wood could be given. A place near the fire could be made. Fire belonged to the group. Someone always stayed awake longer. Someone always checked it before sleeping. This was not a favor. It was responsibility. Shelter worked the same way. Not every shelter survived long rain. Some leaked, some collapsed, some were simply too small. When that happened, space was made. Families shifted closer. Children slept nearer to the fire. People were pulled inside without long questions. Turning someone away in the rain meant risking their life, and everyone knew it. Sharing shelter was temporary but necessary. No one claimed comfort while others suffered. There was an unspoken rule. If you had warmth, you shared it. Children learned this without explanation. They watched blankets move from one person to another. They watched firelight spread instead of being protected. Helping was quiet. No praise followed. No reward was expected, because the reward was simple. The group survived. Over time, this behavior became normal. People stopped calling it helping. They called it responsibility. As generations passed, life in America began to change. People moved farther. Settlements grew. Shelters became houses. Fire became easier to make. But the habit remained. Storms still destroyed homes. Winters still isolated families. Illness still spread quickly. When trouble came, people did not wait. A neighbor showed up with food. Someone helped rebuild a damaged roof. A family opened its door for the night. This behavior was never written into law. It was written into memory. Children watched adults stop what they were doing to help someone else. Helping was ordinary. As America expanded, tribes became towns. Towns became cities. But when floods came, when fires spread, when storms knocked power out, the same instinct returned. People showed up. Volunteers arrived before instructions did. Neighbors checked on neighbors. Strangers helped without being asked. Not because they were heroes, Because it felt normal. Even helping strangers had roots in this past. In early America, travel was dangerous. Distances were long. Weather changed fast. A broken wagon, an injured leg, a night caught in the rain. Any of these could turn deadly. So when people crossed paths, they paid attention. If someone struggled, it was noticed. If someone needed help, it was given. A fire was shared. Food was offered. A place to sleep was made. Questions came later. Turning someone away today meant being turned away tomorrow. Children saw this. They watched strangers welcomed near the fire. They watched food divided into smaller portions. They watched people leave in the morning, with nothing taken except rest and warmth. Helping strangers stopped feeling strange. Over time, it became reflex. Today, when Americans help others, they often say the same thing. It just felt like the right thing to do. That feeling did not appear suddenly. It comes from a long memory, shaped by rain, cold, shared fire, and shared shelter. Helping others was never about being kind. It was about surviving together. And that instinct is older than the nation itself.